Aries. I'm here to give you a Supermoon series wildcard read. Soft and sweet with a little less heat. This is a new type of reading I'm introducing here at Broadcoven. I know a lot of times I'm very much kind of live and out loud, and I really bring my fire forward. I am a broad, but I'm not all leather. I'm lace too. And I think that's who you are as well, Aries. I feel like you're in a place right now where you're craving calm, you're craving quiet, you're feeling very sensitive at this time. I feel that you are energetically sensitive. You're really picking up the energy around you. You're reading between the lines. You are getting a lot in the quiet spaces. You might be finding that you're really tired. You're needing more rest than usual. And that has a lot to do with the fact that your brain is really active at night. I feel like a lot of you are having the upper chakra channels open at night. You're getting a lot of downloads at night. There's a lot of guidance that comes in. It's also when all the things that you kind of like sweep under the rug start to come to the surface and you have a chance to kind of hold space for them. I feel like you're craving alone time. I think you're also just wanting to be around more cooling, calming influences. I'm feeling that on all levels. I'm picking up some interesting stuff with you. Okay. I want to dive into it, but I did want to introduce this new style of reading that I'm going to be bringing here at Broadcoven. So we'll always have, our wild card reads straight from the hip with lots of lip. That ain't going anywhere, but I'm going to be bringing in another style, which is like a more soft, gentle, sweet approach when it comes to giving reads, when I'm tapping into the collective and it feels like they really need that kind of a read. Okay. I do tend to deliver things rather bluntly. I feel like this is all playing into your situation, Aries. I think you also normally just kind of like say it like it is, but you find yourself in emotional waters where it's not quite so simple to articulate something so plainly. There's a deeper undercurrent, and yet I feel like there's this desire to get back to the sweetness in life. There's a desire for more warmth, I don't know, I got like home cooked meals and just, a feeling of comfort, a feeling of belonging, a feeling of really like knowing where you belong, a real like sense of home. And then it goes beyond like, the four walls that you live in. It's a lot more than that. I feel like home is like something very foundational you're looking at right now. Also just feeling at home in your body and noticing where you're not feeling at home in your body. This all coming in. I also had a song come in, Taj Mahal's, When I Feel the Sea Beneath My Soul. So that song is just, it's a really happy but whimsical song. I think you're wanting that in your life. Like you're wanting to get back to a time where life felt happy and whimsical, when there was a lot of possibility. And I think you have more of a stoic view right now, and you wish you didn't, There's something about that. 4:44 on the clock. Maybe that's going to change, 4:44, that's an angel number. Okay, so you might have a little angel help on hand. I am working with the Angel Tarot. It's what called for you. Okay. But I wanted to bring in some pieces before we dive into the cards. We'll see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, look, 4 of Swords. Okay, you're really needing some rest. With this Lion energy here, it's really reminding me of the Strength card. It's reminding me of Leo energy. There might be something that's really coming up for you in Leo season. You might be pondering something around a Leo. You might be grappling with a past issue, something that needs integration, something that needs sensitivity. Huh. I just heard the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Okay, I don't know. Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia might be speaking to somebody in particular. There might be something in that story. There might be a key in that story. Ted says yes. You know, I like working with fairy tales. You know, fairy tales are actually wild wisdom, you know, that used to be passed down from generation to generation around the campfire. And there's always been like some kind of moral or some type of wisdom that comes through the story. Maybe this is what you're doing. Maybe you're kind of like reflecting back on something and you're trying to figure out what's the point? Like, why did I go through that? Like, what was that for? You might be trying to find the sense in a past situation. You might be looking for the moral in the story. It looks like you're really just kind of tired of thinking about something almost. Tired of thinking about something. Looks like somebody else feels the same way, you know? Looks like, you know, there's two people here that feel the same, you know? It says mission protects against slander and impious people. The God of Trinity. I'm feeling like stuff happening in my throat chakra right now. Like, let me clear my throat. There might be something that needs to be cleared in communication here. This has almost got like standoff energy. That's what it feels like, you know? Like there's two people just kind of off in their own corners sulking, you know, both really displeased with the situation, but also very stubborn and having too much pride. Having too much pride, letting pride get in the way of having the healing communication that's needed. Both waiting around for the other to make the first move. That's what it's got. It's giving me them vibes, man. It's giving me them vibes. I'm going to go ahead and cut this deck a few times while I talk to y'all, just with this opening download that came in. I feel like you're needing softness around you. I'm picking up color therapy very specifically and more like the calming, cooling colors. When I think of that, I think maybe you've been through a period of frustration. You've been through a period of anger, conflict, butting of heads, maybe even some arguments. Maybe you recently had an argument with someone. It got really heated. It got really heated. Some things were said that can't be taken back. You might also be looking back at the past, some things that you said that you wished you hadn't have said. Some things somebody said to you that you can't erase from your mind. You keep playing it over and over and over. I don't know. I'm just feeling like this like energy around you where it feels like just like, what's the point? That's what it feels like. Like, what was the point of all that? I don't understand what the point of all that was. And also just feeling tired, like really, really tired. Really tired. And the throat starts to close up again. Tired of waiting around. Tired of waiting around for something to be clear. And yet not even like really feeling like you have the energy to move forward. Like feeling like you just need to like rest for a while, take it easy for a while, integrate. You know, that's okay. You don't always have to be go, go, go. It's okay to rest too. It's important. It's okay to spend time alone. The colors blue, green, aquamarine, and golden kind of colors coming in for you, like real pale, almost like that buttercup yellow, you know, soft colors, cooling colors, and that just that soft buttercup yellow color that's like the color of the sun when you were a kid, you know, the way the sun would light up the fields when you were out there playing when you were a kid on summer break, you know. It's got those kind of vibes, you know, just wanting to have just a little bit more easygoing, calming energy around you. I think it's important you create it in your environment. So you might want to play with these colors a bit, just integrating these colors in your atmosphere. Also, maybe just getting out into the sun just to sit and do like a little sun gazing, just drinking in that warmth, I've talked about this recently. You can just like close your eyes almost all the way, just leave just a little bit of a sliver for the light to get through, and you turn your face toward the sun and you allow the sun's rays to actually enter through your eyes. And it's very nourishing for your endocrine system, very, very tonifying for the nervous system. Also helps you drink in that good vitamin D. It gets your lymph flowing too. All right. Also in the upper channels. And when we're looking at the upper channels, that's your lymphatic lymph system. So there's a lot connected to the lymphatic lymph system and healing trauma, healing like trauma loops, like when you're going over and over and over something in your head, 11:44 on the clock, you can't shake it. You might want to do some work around this, it can be very helpful. Just that, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, it can make a huge difference. It really can. You might be dealing with something hormonally, you might have something going on either hormonally or with your nervous system. Also, I'm picking up that you all are feeling a lot more sensitive lately, just a lot more blasted open. You might be opening up to higher states of consciousness. You might be exploring things that you haven't really worked with before, different forms of meditation, different types of, I'm picking up almost exercises, like exercises to like awaken the psychic centers. I don't know if you've been working with something like this. I just saw a book in my mind's eye. I'm trying to remember what the name of the book was. It was a book I used to work with a long time ago. It was a book about angels. It's a blue book. Oh my goodness. I wish I could remember the name of the book. Ask your angels. Ask your angels. This is coming in for someone out there, okay? Ask your angels. Some of you may feel like you're starting to open up to these energies. I mean, this energy is coming in. There's a lot of like guardians of the earth energies starting to come in. People are having gifts awaken, but they're not just awakening without a purpose. It's because they inform some part of the work you're supposed to be doing. Some of you may be having healing gifts awaken in you. You might have clairs waking up in you, new clairs you haven't had before. You might be feeling just especially sensitive or just really noticing that you're more susceptible to taking on other people's energy right now. So you might really want to work on just making sure you're grounded. I get tree medicine very strongly for you all, and also the sun, just like the sun's coming in, just doing a little sun gazing, letting the sun warm your bones, so important, so important. And just really tending to your nervous system, make sure you're getting good sleep, turning off the electronics. I feel like you're more sensitive to the electronics at night at this time. You might want to experiment with that if you've been having trouble sleeping, just like maybe an hour before you plan on going to bed or would like to go to bed, just turning off all the electronics. Do something different. You might actually be kind of like trying to tamp down some of the expansion that's happening in your consciousness by distracting yourself with like being online or, messing around on your phone or, watching TV or, you might actually be trying to distract yourself when what will really help you work with the energy more is to just kind of hunker down with it. Just sit and be with the energy and like get yourself grounded out and start working with your breath and getting familiar with how to run the energy. And there's some stones that came in for you. I have them all here. I wanted to show them to you. But this has come in recently, and I think it would be very beneficial for you. It's a Herkimer diamond. It's a type of quartz, okay? Double terminated quartz. And they're found in New York. Okay, there might be a significant connection there for some of you. All right, but it's wonderful for just clearing out energy, clearing out energy. So it's really helpful for the upper channels in particular, especially third eye and the crown. But you can lay them on any of your chakra centers and just help clear out energy. And to cleanse this, all you have to do is just run it under some water. Okay. You don't even need to let it soak. It's just a really good purifying stone. It helps give a lot of clarity. So if you feel like you got like too much information coming in and you feel like you're on system download, this can kind of help clear the slate. And then Angelite came in for you. Angelite's really wonderful when you're feeling sensitive. It's excellent for throat chakra, okay? And there was throat blockage that was coming up. If you have a thyroid disorder as well, they say it's helpful for supporting thyroid health as well. But I mean, that makes sense. Thyroid issues are connected to Vishuddha throat chakra issues, okay? It's also just got like a real soft, like kind of soft, soothing, and at the same time grounding influence. Carnelian as well. If you pair carnelian with angelite, it helps you better open up, you know, to that guidance coming in, better open up to new clairs, better open up to these downloads that are coming in without like losing your grounding cord. And it actually helps you work with musing energy. So you can really channel the energy in such a way that you can be creative with it. Right. And then also opal is coming in. And I got clear opal coming in for you. Okay. Clear opal. Again, you know, these are all kind of stones. They have kind of an ethereal, more sort of silky vibe to them, even though they really help you move into expansion. So I find that interesting. I feel like maybe you've been opening up lots. Some of you are like really starting to, you feel like maybe you checked out for a while, like you were just on autopilot, and now you kind of have some space and you're starting to drop into your heart. And you're really like sitting with everything that's happened over the past 5 years, over the past 5 years of your life. And you're looking at everything, and it's like it's the first time you're really like feeling it and embodying it. You might just be feeling very sensitive because of that. I feel like some of you are having your heart open up after having it closed for a very long time or guarded, you know. You're wanting to open your heart, and yet it's a very like sensitive process. There's a lot to look at there. There's a lot to unpack there. Okay. So this is really wonderful for opening up to psychic gifts. Okay. And if you are a Libra rising, it's your birthstone. Libra rising, your Aries descending sign. So, you know, this read could probably speak strongly to you. All right. Very helpful stone to work with opening up to clairs. All right. But it also can bring in a lot of like downloads as well. And of course, you know, when we're talking about opening the heart and the softness, I also have rose quartz, you know, coming in for you all as well. Rose quartz is beautiful. Rose quartz is really beautiful if you want to do like a cleansing bath. That old Edgar Casey blend of just the 2 cups baking soda with 2 cups sea salt or Epsom salt and soak for 20 minutes. You put a rose quartz in there with you. Oh, it's just, I don't know, it has a nice, real like silky, sweet, gentle vibe. If you're going through, you know, difficulty, like opening up your heart and just like feeling what you're feeling and connecting with the vulnerability of it, just getting a rose quartz and resting it right on your sternum, right in the center of your chest. It can be so helpful and calming. And then I also have Mystic Topaz, but topaz in general, okay? Topaz is a really beautiful stone to work with. It's said to be in the breastplate of the high priestess, high priest. And it's just, it's very clearing, but it's also a sovereign kind of energy, you know, and I feel like there's a bit of that coming forward for you too. Just you're really learning how to, um, hmm, that's an interesting message. I got love yourself back home. Interesting. Maybe that's why you feel like you don't belong, because you had a hard time even feeling like you belong to yourself. Huh. Interesting. Okay. That's what wanted to come in for you. I know that's quite a download to open up, but I feel like there's a lot you need to communicate. There's a lot that you need to say that you're not saying. And I think that that time is going to come pretty soon. I think maybe you're really strongly considering your words. This is what you're holding space for. You don't want to just, you know, you don't want to just say the first thing that comes to mind, because you've done that before and you realize the mess that it can make of things, you know, or swallowing your words at the same time, you know the trouble that that can cause as well, you know. Then you hold something in too long, and then the next thing that happens is, you know, you pop off and you didn't intend to do that, but the energy just became too pressurized. So I do feel like you have a really important communication coming up, and we're looking at how these energies are building up to the supermoon in Aquarius that's coming in on the 1st, all right? Big opener to Leo season. We got an action-packed month in August, okay? There's going to be a second moon, a second supermoon, a blue moon, once in a blue moon. This is coming in for everybody, okay? You are in the North Node right now, Aries, so I feel like you are ready to step into your destiny. There's a once in a blue moon opportunity that's coming in for you on the 31st, okay? That's a blue moon in Pisces. Those of you with any Pisces placements in your chart, it's very significant for you. You also could be dealing with a Pisces, right? I feel like something's happening here. Whatever's happening here, it's like moving you into greater expansion. And there's something about the experience. It's out of the ordinary. I feel it has something to do with connection. Yeah, we got 3 of Swords here, bottom of the deck energy. The quickly forgiving God. It says love and submission cures illness, influences paternal love, gives long life. So, you know, this is about having the courage and the heart to have that communication, to get out of pride, you know, let the heart open, and express the hurt. It's like through communicating, this is what heals the hurt. This is what ends the separation, all right? Some of you have some kind of healing you need to do with a parent. It is actually this relationship with this parent that's influenced your love relationships as well. And there's something that you need to look at here. It might take a lot of strength to open up this communication. It's a bit of like getting Excalibur, you know, pulling the sword from the stone, you know, having the courage to speak this truth. But I think you're preparing for it. I feel like you're just about there. There's something you've been considering for a while, or somebody has been considering this very strongly with you. Either way, I feel like there's going to be a communication coming in. This communication is about healing. Somebody could be asking for forgiveness. They could be nervous about approaching and having this conversation. They're afraid that it won't be well received. We see love and submission here. It's sort of like saying, you know, love is a bird, you know, it doesn't think of its own interests. It just acts in accord with its nature, which is to submit to the energy of love, to flow with the energy of love, to not block it. Love moves beyond the fear. So it's not even so much about what is end result. It's more the act itself is what's necessary. Okay. This cures illness. So where you felt sick at heart or maybe sick in the head, maybe it's been causing you to have trouble sleeping, to have this rift, this issue in this relationship. I'm also getting that it's possible that somebody could be really sick. And so they're feeling like a need to make peace. This could be a parent. Okay. There's something that comes through that lasts long beyond a lifetime. Like there's some kind of deep healing that happens here. And just when I said that, I almost felt like, I have to say, I don't know who it's coming in for, but I just felt like what I feel right when I go into mediumship. I almost felt like something come in, like push me aside. So I feel like some of you are going to have an opportunity to experience healing and some kind of closure, some kind of release around a paternal figure, a mother, a father who passed on. You never got to say everything you needed to say. Some of you may still really hold on to this person, and they need you to release them. They need you to release them so that they can, you know, they can move on to the next stage of the game for them, you know. They can't be trapped in this bardo. I think this parent is coming through and they really just want to see you. Like they want to see you, follow your heart. You know? They want you to follow your heart. They don't want you to miss out on the things they missed out on because they didn't follow their heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to pass on a little bit of wisdom to you, and they're asking you to have the courage to speak the truth. It's like the truth will set you free, right? Maybe some of you might feel like you disappointed this parent, you know, or maybe you feel like this parent never saw you for who you were, and you really just wish, you wish you could have had a chance to show them, how strong you are, how capable you are, something like this. Okay. This is coming through for somebody. I haven't had that happen. I haven't had that happen on live quite like that. That's somebody coming through. Okay. Somebody coming through in relation to that. All right. So some kind of, yeah, oh, look, judgment. Judgment just came out of the deck. Okay. What does it say here? Atonement for errors. Destroys the power of enemies and humiliates them. God hidden in darkness. Maybe somebody lost a parent, some kind of like foul play. You might be getting some answers about that. There actually might be a lead on a cold case. I just got that. Something will be rectified in this situation, all right? Somebody's coming down for this one. They're not going to be able to get off the hook for this. It's going to be a big downfall. Whoever was connected to this, they're in somewhat of a position of power. It's like, I just got like Humpty Dumpty, took a great fall. All the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. Look at this. We got Ace of Wands right here on this side. All right. Protects one against despair. Helps one to be patient. Patient God. You may have thought there was no justice in this case. I'm not sure who this is coming through for, but it's significant. So I'm bringing it in. I can't block a message like that. Okay. This case will be resolved. Give it time. Give it time. All right. Something's going to be illuminated soon here. Soon. It won't be too long. Okay. All right. That's a lot. That's a lot soaking up. All right. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, but you see coming through there that, it's all good. I feel like whoever you're dealing with, you might feel like, concerned if you feel like you need to approach somebody and you need to get something off your chest and you want forgiveness and you're afraid of how it will be received. I think that you're going to find the person that you're talking to is receptive. The person you're talking to is not going to they're not going to make you regret for coming forward with that, communication. Likewise, if you have somebody who's coming towards you and they want to work something out with you, make peace with you, I don't see you. I don't see you having an issue with this. I see you holding space for it. It looks like there's an important communication happening here. It needs to happen. It's necessary, right? All I know is two people have been stuck in their corners and each one is waiting for the other to make the first move. And somebody's got to make the first move. Yeah, look, it's a new beginning. Rejuvenation obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. You see, this will be well received. It's worth it. It's worth taking the risk. It opens up the door. It provides an opening, and something happens here. There's something that is able to come in, that brings some level of fulfillment. And even if it's just you feeling right in your own heart, whether you receive this communication from somebody or whether you issue it, it looks like it gives some kind of like personal sense of fulfillment and peace. Maybe you find after this communication, you don't feel so troubled anymore. Maybe that's the problem. Sometimes when we have stuff kind of like rattling around in our heads, weighing heavily on our hearts, it's not until we like actually, get it out, do something about it, that we can finally find some relief. Okay. So, tell us what Aries needs to know about what's coming in with the buildup to this Aquarius supermoon on the 1st and how this is going to influence the month of August, because it's going to be a really important month. And we're doing this supermoon series going through each moon. Okay, so right now we're just looking at the culmination of the energy of this cycle we were in that got kicked off with the supermoon in Capricorn. That went down on July 3rd, right before, you took over that North Node position. So a lot of action going on here in the environment, a lot of shifts, a lot of closing of old cycles, preparing to step on a brand new road. I feel like you're at the forefront of that. You're at a position where you're ready to step into your destiny. And I think you're just in a place right now where you're tying up loose ends. And yeah, you got a new beginning coming. You got an Ace of Pentacles here. So there's some new beginning that's coming. This new beginning is protected for you too, okay? You see this eye of protection over this Ace of Pentacles, all right? You might see the full fruition of this in the spring. This could also be in relation to finances for you. And look at, there you are. There you are, Emperor. Okay, this is your energy, Aries. Yes, a lot of you are waiting for some new beginning in business, some new beginning in finances. Others of you, you're ready for your fresh start, just in general. You're ready for all of it. You want it all. Life, love, happiness, freedom to do your own thing, freedom to roam, freedom to just enjoy yourself, enjoy your life. You're really wanting some new beginning, though. There's something you definitely are fixated on that you want a fresh start in, but you look really frustrated here. Like you feel like it's just one hassle after another. You've been waiting forever for your victory to come. You're holding those laurel leaves. You're like, I'm ready for my victory wreath. When do I get to, do my victory lap here? How long am I going to have to wait around for this thing? This might have something to do with travel or people at a distance. Okay, you might feel like there's just some red tape getting in the way in some cases, right? You also might feel like, there's people who don't support this beginning that you want to have. Like there's some kind of interference or something's getting stirred up that makes things more complicated having this new beginning. For a lot of you, it's around finances. But I think whatever's been blocking your path moving toward this thing, it's getting out of your way. You know, your road's opening up real soon here. With this Ace of Pentacles, we have divine blessings, drives away evil spirits. It also says rules agricultural production. So some of you might be growers. Some of you might have actually dealt with some kind of legal issues around this. You've been waiting for the red tape to go through. It's been a hassle. You know, some of this might have to do with getting into like shipping, you know, shipping your product. And you've had to look at how to deal with that, navigate that across certain state lines, you know, how to do that legally, how to set it up. You don't want to, you know, get yourself in some kind of legal mess. Some of you really got some great idea. You know, you're doing something very different in that industry, but you just want to make sure like you're crossing all your T's, dotting all your I's. You don't want to get yourself in some kind of like legal trouble. I feel like you're going to be able to get through this, all right? And it looks like you're going to be really successful with that. Any of you who are, you know, looking into getting into the cannabis industry after bringing it in, it's what's coming in here very strongly, okay? This is also just a really fruitful new beginning in terms of your finances. Whatever you're doing for yourself, it looks like you're launching something for yourself. You've got like some kind of entrepreneurial aim. You know, you're thinking of what you can do to kind of like generate some income. I feel like you want to do some kind of investing. Some of you are wanting to do some kind of investing. You want to play the stock market, you know? You're looking to expand your portfolio a bit, you know, you're looking in different directions that you want to invest some money in, you know, where you can see growth. I think whatever investing you're doing, I think it's been well researched. I think you've really looked at it very detailed, okay? And I think that you're figuring something out here, okay? You're figuring something out here. It brings success. You know, I see big financial beginnings really being evident by the time you reach the spring. I do feel like there's something that comes forward in this cycle, though, that gives you like a little relief from this like frustration you've been experiencing with this holdup. There's some kind of sign that like, don't worry, you know, this thing is going somewhere. Okay. So that's a good sign. Yeah. Strength. Okay. Okay. I think you're getting a little help from some people too in that regard. All right. There's some people here who are giving you a leg up, right? This may be a case where it's all about who you know. You got friends in high places that can push some things through for you. All right, cool. Yeah, it says loyalty, delivery from those who seek to oppress brings victory. Right? So any of you that were dealing, I just have to bring this in, any of you that were dealing with any kind of like legal issues around finances and you were concerned about that, you got some kind of assistance here. I think you don't need to worry about this. I mean, with judgment coming out, it's in your favor. So that looks really good for you. I also feel like where you've been dealing with some issue that has its roots in the past, where you've been dealing with some challenges, maybe even amongst like a social group or like within your family, you know, I feel like these are ties that go back a ways. Maybe you've been questioning certain people's loyalty and that's been difficult for you. Maybe you've even discovered that some people weren't as good of friends as you thought that they were, and that's kind of put you on edge a little bit, you know? I think that you are really finding out who your people are, you know, who your soul family is. I feel like you're connecting with people that they're there for you, you know, they're showing up for you. You're actually realizing that you have more support than you've really realized. Maybe at times you've really felt alone. You're not alone, you know, there's people here who care about you. They're giving you a helping hand, I feel. Maybe this isn't so easy for you to accept help from other people, but there's something in your situation where it's like, you know, it's really a team effort, okay? And you're not the only person affected in this situation. I feel like whatever difficulties you're dealing with, It involves multiple people. It involves a family, you know, it involves a social group. For some of you, you know, it involves a business partnership, you know, other people that you work with, other people you're building something with. You know, there's been a lot of challenges in this situation, and it's also required you to tap into a lot of your personal strength, just in like kind of like holding yourself back at times, you know, maybe from, you know, getting really mouthy or reading somebody the riot act, you know. Maybe there were times when you realized that you kind of acted like that defensively because, you know, you were feeling vulnerable, you were feeling hurt, you know, it was hard for you to show that you were feeling hurt. You're not used to it being safe, for you to be able to express your feelings, for you to be able to communicate, you know, without somebody like going on the attack. Maybe this is just like the way you've been conditioned, like, you know, you've just learned how to do everything on your own. You don't know what it's like to be able to lean on somebody, you know. So if somebody comes around, they show you some loyalty, you question it, you know, automatically, because you've dealt with trust issues, you know. There's people who betrayed your trust in the past. I feel like there's something happening here where you're realizing that, you know, you can count on some people, you know. Yeah, I mean, we all have difficult experiences in life, but you have some real, you know, solid people here in your corner that do care about you. They do support you, and I think you're discovering who those people are. And I think something really significant is going to be illuminated around this that comes in with that Aquarius supermoon on the 1st. Yeah, something's transforming here. This is the truth. Look at this. We got the Ace of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune, and we got Metatron on the scene. Metatron helps transform lower vibrational states. Okay, so I'm thinking there's a lot of fear in this situation. That's what I'm picking up. You know, it may be coming off like a wall of fire. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody may be angry, they may be mouthing off, they may be argumentative, or they may be intractable, really stubborn. You know, you might be butting heads, you might be at odds with each other, but that's not the true like core emotion. That's not what's really going on. What's really going on is a vulnerability, is a sensitivity, and at the very heart of it is fear, you know. And there's this piece about needing to transmute this fear so there can be like a softening, you know, cool down that fire, you know, let down the drawbridge. That way, you know, you can let the good stuff in. It's like you're wondering when the new beginning is going to come. You're wondering when, you know, things are going to feel just like a little lighter, a little easier again. You're still kind of like on autopilot from when you were really in the thick of it. It's like you haven't given yourself a chance to really get soft and really feel what you felt back then when you were going through all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And so it's still like, it's still in your energy body. It's like you're still living from the past, but you're not there anymore. And so there's something that needs to be cleansed here. There's something you need to see here, that was then, this is now. There's really like a need to come into the present moment and create some space to like allow yourself to start, just even with yourself, just allowing yourself to feel what you feel. 44 on the clock. It's a building block for your future. The more that you can do this and just let yourself soften a bit, let yourself grieve when you weren't able to grieve before, you know, let yourself express, you know, open up, have that conversation. The more you start to take these steps, you're going to see things really transform. Yes, and you're going to have progress, like where you felt stuck and where you felt like, you know, maybe your destiny passed you by. That's not so at all. You're on the way there right now. It says advancement and progress, teaches, guides, and records events in the book of life. Like this was a necessary part of your education. 44, 44 on the clock. Okay, it's the building block for your future. It'll make sense down the road. You'll understand why you had the experience you had. It's the only way you could arrive at this juncture and be able to actually step into what's coming forward for you now. All right. This is a positive change of fortune. It progresses you on your path. You got an Ace of Wands here. There's some action you're going to take. And look at that crown, you know, it straightens your crown, you know. You get back into that position of feeling like an emperor again, right? And look, I see like there's lilies here, all right? Lilies are for remembrance, okay? And so there's this piece again for some of you, for some of you, you're just like, I'm getting this piece for somebody that had a parental figure pass on. I feel like it's a father, you just want to know that you made your father proud. I mean, some of you may feel like in some way, like maybe you made some choices or you took some actions that you just feel like, gosh, I don't want my father to be disappointed in me. I want to be the kind of man, I saw my father to be. Like somebody really loved their dad a lot, and they wanted to live up to being that kind of man. And they're like struggling with feeling like they didn't fulfill that. I really feel this is coming through for the masculine, and this message is coming through that, look, you still got that crown. You come from my stock, man. How could you not be the king? You haven't lost any shine in your father's eyes, and the lilies come forward just saying, um, there's nothing but love here, love and sweet remembrance, okay? So, you need to put your crown back on, a little tough love coming from this father figure for somebody is like saying, you know what, if you wear the crown, you got to rule. Like, are you making wise choices? Are you ruling wisely? And that's the thing with being in a position of leadership. If you're going to lead, you have to consider what's best for everybody. It's not just about one person being lifted up. It's only when we all work together to lift each other up, that's good leadership. You know what I'm saying? So there's this piece coming through here, and it says fertility and multiplicity protects against despair, helps one be patient, So I think, somebody here is going to be feeling like they're getting more guidance come in from a parent that's passed away. It feels like a big father energy to me, all right? And there's something about patience, just be patient. Things will make more sense. Maybe this father had a tendency to kind of be impulsive, themselves, okay? Maybe sometimes they took actions that, they didn't really think through, but it just felt like, good in the moment, Maybe you picked up a little bit of that from them, and they're kind of like saying, there's a value in patience, not acting when things feel really stirred up. That's when you're going to make a choice that might not be the clearest choice. Like, just let things settle a little bit, let it be okay that there's not answers here. Something's going to move forward. There's a turn of fortune coming here, right? Things will be restored to the rightful order. You got judgment in your favor, okay? Let's do a cut of the deck energy here. It looks really good. I just think that you're needing to practice a little compassion towards yourself. It's wonderful if you're wanting to like heal with another, or if you're receptive to healing with somebody who approaches you, and to have compassion for that person. But also remember to be compassionate towards yourself and your peace, because as Pema Chandran once said, if your compassion does not include yourself, your compassion's incomplete, This piece is really important too. Justice. Okay. So I'm just bringing it in. Any of you that are dealing with any legal issues that you're stressed out about, you don't need to worry about this. Justice, judgment in your favor. All right. I also feel like this is karma being balanced out. This is a really good sign because Libra is in the South Node right now. Okay. So there's some debt that's being paid, balanced out here. It has everything to do with speaking the truth. And it says justice makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. And that court speaks, of course, of legal court, but also spiritual court. All right. So there's some judgment that is coming through. It's making atonement for errors. Something's being balanced out. Those who, were not moving correctly, they will be dealt with. Okay. I don't feel like it's something you need to worry about, though. That's going to balance itself out. We do know that if somebody was like speaking out against you, telling stories about you, spreading lies, you know, swaying public opinion about you, anything of this nature, all of this is going to be nullified. You may even have somebody come forward who apologizes to you for, you know, doing this to you, you know. So there might be somebody who's like really like practicing some accountability in this situation. Okay, I mean, that looks pretty good. Yeah, Ten of Swords. You're closing an old cycle. Your Ace of Pentacles is fully protected. Your new beginning is protected. You're moving into a brand new cycle, prosperous cycle. It says revelation protects from sadness and gives revelations in dreams. Okay, so like I was saying, um, some of you have somebody that passed on and it feels like a parental figure. I got that it even could be like a grandparent or like an auntie, you know, that just like played a parental role. This person wants to connect with you. Like they have some guidance. They have some guidance. You may have even felt them around you, like their comfort around you. Yeah. They don't want you to worry. 10 of Cups. You got happiness coming. There's some kind of fulfillment. You're going to have a new beginning coming your way. You know, you may have thought that, you know, your opportunity for fulfillment, for love, for happiness had passed you by. Not so. It's on its way. You know, life knows what it's doing. It's all about divine timing, okay? I don't think that it's been an easy road for you. I mean, there are signs here that you've been dealing with some interference, some tricky territory, maybe not the most ethical people, all right? It does say divine warrior confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. So whatever was working against you, whatever blockages were on your path, whoever was causing problems for you, whatever was in your way, like this is getting resolved. All right. And it looks really good. So just be patient. It's just going to take a little time for this divine justice to roll out, but it will. All right. Big Libra energy in your read. There was quite a few Libra significators. I mean, you guys are on opposite sides there. It's the whole Mars-Venus dance. Okay. Also, you know, you're in the North Node, Libra's in the South Node right now. So that energy is very much in tandem at this time. You could be balancing something out with a Libra that's positive. If you're worried about that, it looks like it'll go well. It looks like you find some kind of balancing point here. Something's made right. Okay, it looks like it turns out very well. Let's go ahead and pull out these super awesome future cards and just get like an overarching theme for you and see what comes in. You could also have a strong Libra placement in your chart as well. So do look and see what's going on in your chart for Libra. So look in your 7th house. Even if you don't have any Libra placements, you still have that 7th house of Libra, which rules over your relationships, okay? Rules over relationships, marriages, any kind of like serious unions. It also rules over open enemies, right? So if you've been in any kind of battles, any kind of struggles, check out your 7th house, see what's going on there. Notice what placements in there, what planets in there, what signs are sitting in that 7th house, okay? And obviously, if you have any Libra placements, pay attention to the same thing. What house are those placements in? What planets are in Libra, you know? And you might also want to look at your progress chart. So much has been coming through lately about people really like looking at their astrology more, that it's going to have so much influence and just being able to navigate what's up ahead. And what's up ahead for you is happiness. Look at this. You got the sun. That 8 energy, you know, right now you're bringing things in balance. I feel like you really need to focus a lot on yourself right now. And I mean, on a very practical level, like mind, body, spirit. You need to get your head right. You need to drop the old story, get out of your head, stop worrying about all this stuff, start taking action, you know? Once you start taking steps and taking action, you're going to feel so much better. Like just sitting and thinking about it, it's just stressing you out. And that's only going to make you sick. I feel like your nervous system is really taxed, okay? There's also something about like cleaning up the diet a little bit, eating foods that, you know, have been nourished by the sun, not something that's like in a package, you know, like whole foods, more whole foods, you know. Also, I'm getting like sunflower seeds, sun butter. is coming in, like needing those monounsaturated fats for your nervous system. You know, we see like solar flares here. You might have been really feeling the solar flares as well. Like people that are really opening up more are very sensitive to the planetary shifts. So don't underestimate. You might be surprised. You might have been a little curious about astrology. You might be starting to learn about astrology. You might be realizing it's not so woo-woo. I'm talking to somebody who thinks it's like woo-woo stuff. You're starting to realize maybe there's a science to this after all. You know, there is. You might have some fun exploring this. Yeah, I'm seeing this as like the astrological chart. You may be getting to know your chart like intimately for the first time, and what you're learning really surprises you, okay? This might be a future point of study for you. Very cool. I also see like travel, you know, I think you are going to go out. I think you are going to have some fun in the sun. You might go to some festivals. You might be looking at going somewhere really sunny. I just got Sunshine State. Okay, some of you might go on a trip to Florida, specifically coming in. All right. Yeah, look, you're definitely going to go on a trip. I see this, you know, with the spaceship, you're opening up a brand new chapter in your life. And it's ruled over this 7 energy. Okay, so spirit's all over this. And where you're going to end up, you have no idea. It's going to really take you by surprise, okay? Spirit's cooking up something hella sweet for you. You can't see it right now, but it'll be unfolding. You're really going to see something significant that acts as a clue coming in with each of these super moons. So there might have been something that you kind of touched on back around that 4th of July time period when we had that Capricorn super moon kick off this whole cycle. I feel like more happens. I feel it's about networking or something that happens online, like maybe you get an important message or there's some course of study or a new direction. You're doing some kind of work online, something like this. You're reaching a greater audience. You know, I'm thinking of Aquarian energy or something's happening within your community or your friendship circle. Look for something like this to come in with that super moon in Aquarius. I feel like it's something that just like starts to get you looking at things a little bit differently and expands your reach. It expands your network, okay? And the possibilities that spring off of that. Also, I feel like you're doing something that your friends are involved in this, you know, your friends are playing a role, okay? I also feel like you're going to be doing some travel. You're going to be opening up to a whole new timeline, really, you know. Moving forward, you're going to be meeting a lot of soulmates. These are people that aren't just going to be like, you know, just fly by the seat of their pants kind of people here today, gone tomorrow. These are people that are going to be a fixture in your life for some time to come. Some of you are reconnecting with friends that you haven't seen in a long, long time. Reconnecting with these people is a trip. Like some of these people, you haven't been connected with them since high school. All right. But it feels really good to reconnect. Like, even though so much time has passed, even though it seems so strange to like, you know, see them after all this time, you know, it's a trip, but it's like, you don't miss a beat, you know, these are your people. Maybe you're all kind of a little odd, a little strange, you know, you all kind of are a bit eccentric, or, you know, you kind of never grew up, you know, there's just this vibe, you know, you have a real interesting cast of characters you hang out with. This is like your crew, you know, and I feel like you're connecting with these people, and you don't know where you're going, you know, but it feels a little nerve-wracking maybe to sort of cast off fear and step into the unknown, and it doesn't feel necessarily secure, but I think you're ready for a little something more. All right, might mix things up a little bit. Okay, we do have the blender here. You might feel like, Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. There might even be, you know, some arguments around the choices you're going to make, because maybe somebody else has different ideas about what you should do. But look at that. You got on that crown. It's good to be king. And there we got that Leo energy right there. So I think you have the courage for this new beginning. Go for it.